a good time to go and meet up with our ancestors and have a lot of fun. You know, and get a chance to let your hair down a bit, to be able to go and have a few drinks with each other and have some good merriment.
To start out the great festivities our community has in honor of St. Patrick's Day. It's a lot of fun. It's a family-friendly race. It's good for those who are serious racers because it's chip time. It's good for strollers and dogs and little kids, and it's just a good way to bring the community together to celebrate and to do something good at the same time.
Here she comes.
Then, troopers say just like all the other fires, nobody was home at this house when it was set on fire after being burglarized this morning on Jacks Creek Road in Richmond. In fact, a former Madison County firefighter first saw the smoke coming from the home, used a garden hose to try to control it until firefighters arrived. State police say the same type of burglary arson happened last week at 2 homes in Jefferson County, a home in Fayette, Scott, and Garrett counties. Investigators say the burglar knocks on the door. If someone's home, he makes up some kind of excuse and leaves. But if nobody answers, he breaks in, steals things, and then sets the home on fire. Troopers believe the person doing this could be driving a gray or silver Cobalt or Cavalier. And they're asking everyone to keep an eye out for it and just pay attention to what's happening in your neighborhood. If you see anything suspicious, call police.
Say 2 people are seriously injured following a crash in Lexington. It happened on the northbound lanes of I-75 at the I-64 split just before noon. 6 vehicles were involved. Officers say 3 people were taken to the hospital, 2 with life-threatening injuries. Investigators are trying to figure out how the crash happened. Part of I-75 was shut down for hours but has since reopened.
News tonight, a motorcycle rider dead in a horrible crash on Old Richmond Road in Lexington. Police say a pickup truck crossed the center line and hit 2 motorcycles. In addition to the 1 death, the other motorcycle rider and the truck's driver went to the hospital. That crash closed both roads at the intersection. No names have been released yet tonight. The coroner says alcohol doesn't appear to be a factor and that the rider killed was wearing. A small crash led to a bigger crash today in Frankfort. Police say they were working a crash with no injuries on Highway 421 around 4:30 when a car cut off a dump truck. The dump truck swerved and ended up hitting 2 other cars, according to police. 1 person ended up at the hospital. The road shut down for a few hours. Police say it was raining at the time, and that might have been a factor in the crash involving the dump truck. As we told you last Friday, a crash in Lexington killed a man, 76-year-old William Hamilton. He died in a crash here on Old Richmond Road. Police say Hamilton went through a stop sign and collided with a pickup truck. Turns out the victim was a prominent cartoonist for the New Yorker magazine. He had been with the magazine 51 years. The New Yorker paid tribute to Hamilton Sunday with a display of his cartoons on the magazine's web. Now let's get back to our politics. Hillary Clinton in eastern Kentucky today. Some call that enemy territory. The coal industry, of course, hemorrhaging jobs under a Democratic president known as anti-coal. Hillary Clinton says she wants to talk to voters about her ideas to raise incomes for people in the mountains and coal fields. ABC 36's Matt Groves is with the Clinton campaign in Ashland.
The candidate many think will be the first woman to hold the Oval Office and the second Clinton making a historical stop in Ashland this afternoon. Staunch Clinton supporters swarm near Alma's Italian, remembering Kentucky as a state the Clinton family has won in the past.
Just like when Bill Clinton was president and he said we got 2 for the price of 1. Once again, I want 2 for the price of 1.
This time, though, under the former First Lady's leadership.
I want to help. I want to help.
Women's rights a key part of the Clinton campaign, especially after being accused of using, quote, the woman card by likely Republican nominee Donald Trump.
What she's done for women.
I think the voters in Kentucky, and especially the Democrats in Kentucky, are comfortable with female leadership in a way you don't see in states like this elsewhere.
It's a strong platform for the woman hoping to shatter the glass ceiling of an entire country, but while campaigning in Appalachia, speaking about jobs, but also fending off criticism over stances on coal.
The whole Appalachian area needs jobs and need them bad. Coal has been our stable for many, many years.
I spoke out against the bankruptcies of companies that were trying to discharge their obligations to the miners. I've set out a series of investments like in carbon capture and sequestration that would give a future to our coal industry that I'm going to very heavily push.
This visit to Kentucky will be followed up by Bill Clinton in Lexington, Louisville, and Moorhead Tuesday, and Bernie Sanders, Hillary's challenger, in Louisville. Reporting in Ashland, Matt Groves, ABC 36 News.
In fact, late news coming in today that Bernie Sanders adding a stop here in Kentucky. He will be making a stop in Lexington on Wednesday. Thank you, Jason. 3 people are dead after a fire in Lee County. It was around 4:30 this morning, but crews couldn't get into the apartment building immediately because the roof had collapsed. When firefighters were finally able to get inside tonight, that's when they found the bodies. They did use cadaver dogs throughout the course of the day as well. The names of the victims have not been released yet as we take you now to the scene from this afternoon. DNA tests will be used to help determine the victims' identities. We don't know the cause of the fire. This was on Country Club Road. This was a home that housed different families. It was a house that had been broken up into several apartments. 13 people in all were living there at the time of the fire. Again, 3 died. 10 are now displaced by the fire. The Red Cross is temporarily helping them with shelter. A fire department captain tells us this home did not have any working smoke detectors.
Girls. Well, the party isn't only in Louisville. This is at Keeneland. It's called the world's largest derby party. This event has become its own tradition for people in Lexington. Betting windows are open, TVs all around the track air the day's races. The paddock is open to guests, but there were also tables reserved for those interested, including some that you could decorate.
Easier, I guess, a little more laid back. Just come out and party on the hill. No need to go to the Ville.
Well, hours ahead of the Derby, the fun kicked off in Frankfort. Governor Matt Bevin invited Kentuckians for the downtown Derby celebration, a way to kick off Derby. Plenty of entertainment, activities, and food.
Not everybody can go to the Derby, so this is the next best thing. And of course, this is the capital, and so they put this on every year, and this is the best thing you can do besides actually going.
You're watching ABC 36 News Weekend Edition.
I love the Kentucky Derby. Born and bred in Kentucky, just like our faves in the Derby.
It's like a holiday within itself in the state.
The thrill and the excitement.
It's the greatest 2 minutes ever in racing, horse racing.
It is the best of the best in one race.
It's the scenery between the crowds, the pretty horses, the pretty women. Bluegrass State itself is very beautiful. I don't know, man, a lot to take in. There's a lot to take in.
Troopers say 1 person was shot and 2 others are behind bars after an argument this morning in Madison County. It happened on Waco Loop Road. Troopers say when they arrived, they found 32-year-old Anthony Thacker with a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital. The accused shooter, 29-year-old William Arvin. They say Arvin left the crime scene and was found at an apartment on Keystone Drive. He's been charged with assault, tampering with physical evidence, and other charges. Troopers arrested another man, 29-year-old Brian Moore. He's been charged with tampering with physical evidence. Troopers say he hid a gun belonging to the victim.
You're watching ABC 36 News Weekend Edition.
She is my best friend. I know that a lot of people can say that, but we enjoy doing things together. We take a lot of adventures.
She really pushes me, especially with school, and to be a better person, and really just an inspiration in my life.
I am so grateful for my mom. She's taking care of me and my siblings, and we just appreciate her very much.
I love you. I know you hate it when my hair is straightened, but I miss you on Mother's Day, and I'm sorry I don't come home more.
Happy Mother's Day!
I love you, Mom.
I love you.